Hi, everybody. Welcome to Beyond the Backcast, where I, am Upper Talk with Braydon Kenny, talk about Batman, the animated series. And this week's episode is The Demon Within. But this week, we are joined by our friend, Josh Gill. How you doing today, sir?
Wonderful, guys. Thank you for having me on. Really
Thank,
excited to dive into this episode.
thanks for joining us. As I said, we were just saying, we kept on saying we would have you on, but it's fine. We're glad we had you have you on finally. But before we start, what was your background with the show? Have you like watched this show growing up, or do you watch it later, or what's the deal?
Both actually. So Batman the Animated Series was my entry point into superheroes as a kid. Like this would air and I'd watch it all the time. Like I remember watching it as it aired when I was growing up. And then I've watched it two or three times all the way through since then. It's one of those things, man. It holds a special place in my heart. Like between this, the Superman the animated series, the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, like that whole Bruce Timm, Paul Dini universe. Man, like this is one of my favorite spots to play in. I love the art, I love the music, I love the storytelling. It's fantastic.
Yes, yes. Yeah, like and Braydon had watched this, and I think I had watched the initial series, but I'd missed this last add-on series. So this is my first run through with these episodes. So like as per the last few episodes, this is the first time watching this episode. And this episode is the 18th episode produced and the 10th episode to air, airing at May 9th, 1998. Remember what you're doing, May 9th, 1998.
1998. I would have been 7 years old, about to turn, or no, 8 years old, about to turn nine. So that would have been wrapping up the school year. I think maybe fourth grade. Would
Yeah,
have
that
been
was
wrapping up my fourth grade school year. And in May, that is baseball season. So I would have very likely been playing a baseball game.
how nice. Softball or hardball?
It was hardball at that point. Fourth grade would have been our first year of kid pitch. Not that fourth graders can throw a baseball with any type of accuracy or speed, but we tried. We tried hard.
Just like the Jays.
Well, they did more than try, yeah, but they could. Yeah, we'll see what happens like next season. Looks like they're shipping up pretty good, yeah. And the episode is written by Stan Berkowitz and directed by I'm gonna fuck this name up, Atsuko Tanaka.
Oh.
So this is my for I think was like Klarion in that Justice League Dark movie that came out like a little while ago.
I
I
don't think
think
he was in that, but he was in Young
No.
Justice.
Yeah, he was a big player in Young Justice. He was one of their big antagonists throughout, I think, the first two seasons.
Yeah, he
okay.
might have gone into like the future, like three or four. Quite honestly, I didn't really watch three or four because they were. But yeah, Clarion is an interesting character to kind of bring into this BTOS universe because Josh, you and I were kind of talking earlier today, where we were saying about like how okay, so like where is Batman's position on magic in this? And you're asking like, has he met Zatanna yet? I'm like, well, he met Zatanna. For some reason, Zatanna didn't reveal she had magic powers in
Yeah,
that episode.
yeah, no, I couldn't remember if she had actually revealed that or not because it did show that she did have it, yeah, but I couldn't remember if that was just a thing with him or just with the audience, yeah. But I
But
thought
then
I
he
thought
Yeah.
shows up in an episode where he fights Ra's al Ghul in Egypt and fights the mummy voiced by Uhura.
and he
Yeah,
seems
this
and he seems to know Jason Blood in this episode, so you kind of know
Hmm.
so you must know that magic exists.
Yeah, like that was kind of my memory of this episode going into it was, up until this point through Batman the Animated Series and the New Adventures of Batman, it had all stayed very grounded. And this was one of the questions I asked Braden earlier was, this was the episode that really opened the door to a bigger universe within this. This was that first point of there's more than just superheroes without powers and the occasional monster with powers. Like there's magic involved. And from here, it starts this kind of cascade of events that leads to Justice League and these big universal sagas and storytelling. Like this was a really fun episode, and it's one that as soon as I started watching, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this. This is fun.
Yeah, because I guess if that's this part of this series went further, I guess this could open the door for like Constantine, like Swamp Thing and stuff to show up. I guess I would think if they're going with fucking Klarion of all people, yeah, because I think he's a bit more of a deeper cut than like Constantine or Santana or anything else. But they already had Santana, yeah, so I'm surprised they didn't have it wasn't Constantine for some reason.
Yeah. It'd be hard to put a chain-smoking detective on a Saturday morning cartoon, though.
That's a tall order for a kid's show, man.
Chain-smoking alcoholic, sociopath. No, wait, that's nothing for cartoon.
To be fair, it was the 90s. The rules were a lot more lax at that point.
Oh, were they ever? That's the thing that was interesting with because this is like the new iteration of BTOS that you're joining us for, Josh, where they had gone from Fox over to Kids WB, where Fox, like, again, this is the same network that was airing Spider-Man the animated series at the same time. That I'm assuming the same censor board said Spider-Man can't do this. He can't say the word kill. He can't, like, I think they even had some stupid rule, like he couldn't even kick a pigeon when he was landing on a rooftop. I'm not even kidding. I'm pretty sure that was somewhere in the show Bible. And
I need to know why that specific rule was added.
Right?
Like, what happened in that poor editor's or censor's life? That's like, Spider-Man can't kick pigeons. Just so we're very clear on the bylaws here.
Oh, it's probably somebody that lives in New York and probably has seen people kick pigeons. So, because if it's anything like Toronto, they're fucking everywhere. So,
oh yeah,
you probably drawn it from real life.
But meanwhile, like on the other, like later slot in the day, Batman can fight guys with Tommy guns and have just like crazy innuendos, like ultimate thrill. That episode alone. Dang, like
ultimate thrill.
The Roxy Rocket episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was one of my favorite parts. Like going back and watching this show as an adult or college kid, I think was one of the first times I went back and rewatched this whole series. Oh, this was a show that was made for kids, but also so the parents could sit down and watch it too and be entertained. This is naughty.
Oh yeah,
I like this. This is fun.
Yeah, the whole family's watching it for their own reasons. It brings everybody together. But yeah, so this episode opens up with Bruce and Tim going to this auction house, and Tim's like already bored. They haven't even sat down, and he's just like, so if I like stay here for a couple hours, I can play video games at home, right? He's like,
no, he's like, now that I saw all this crap, now I can go back and play video games. Yeah. Which is valid.
Yeah, he's like, the point was to get you away from those stupid games. I don't know. I heard Arkham Knight is pretty good.
Then why'd you buy him for me then? I'm a kid. I don't have money. My parents are dead.
Yeah. So are mine.
That's one of the interesting things about this portrayal of Tim that I don't remember if they ever get into. It's like Tim's dad should still be alive at this point, right? Like, are we pretending that Tim is an orphan? Yeah, so and the show pretends that Tim is another orphan that now lives with Bruce. So like they kind of marry Tim and Jason's story into one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or they just haven't like mentioned like parents at all, yeah, so at the very least, so just omitted in at the very least.
Yeah.
It's like, I always kind of thought that was weird, especially as a fan of the comics and a fan of Tim Drake specifically. But Tim lived with Bruce. Like Tim never lived with Bruce in the comics.
Oh yeah, I guess he wouldn't if his dad's alive. So yeah,
Yeah, he lived with his dad. Like that was a whole big thing of, keeping the secret identity from his dad for a long time until finally bringing his dad into the fold, only to have his dad die a very awful death.
yeah. Didn't his dad get in the comics? Didn't his dad get killed by Captain Boomerang?
Yeah, yeah, that was
Um,
that was an identity crisis, right? I think.
yeah, Captain
Yeah.
Boomerang's kid.
Oh,
What
so
was
it's
his name?
not even dignity of getting killed by Captain Boomerang. Like,
Well, it was like his kid. I think it was his kid had taken over the Captain Boomerang mantle, and the second Captain Boomerang is a piece
oh,
of work.
that kid. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
that one. So yeah, I
gotcha.
mean, it was Captain Boomerang, but it was the original's kid who'd taken over and was a really bad person. I think there was
Yeah.
like some insinuation that he was into kids and had done some
Oh
very
my!
terrible things. Yeah, like Captain Boomerang's kid is not a good person. He's one of the
What
worst ones.
the hell?
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And yeah, I think he finds out who Tim is and goes and kills his dad.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, or something,
insane.
or so, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And weirdly
Yeah,
enough,
we're just
that's
gonna
not the
derail
fuck.
this right off
I
the
was gonna
top.
say, yeah.
Yeah,
Can we move on? Like
I was
we're in
gonna say,
some dark
and weirdly
territory.
enough, that's not the worst thing that fucking happened in that story. But
Yeah.
we'll just go. Well, so
Support your local comic book store, guys. Pick up a
Yeah, go
copy of
buy.
Identity Curses
Yeah, go
today.
buy Identity Crisis. It's the best crisis.
Yeah. 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 So Tim is like, okay, so can I, go home now? And Bruce is like, not yet. I still got lots of like random art pieces I gotta get or something. And then he sees Klarion. Okay, so let's talk about we talked a little bit about Klarion, but in terms of like the name.
says this guy always like a piece of shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Well,
Claire,
yes and no. Like he works like Klarion isn't always evil. Like there have been storylines where Klarion has worked with. I think he's worked with Batman. He's worked with maybe Swamp Thing. Like he's worked with good guys in the past.
okay.
Like he's not inherently evil. That's one of the things I really enjoyed about the Young Justice portrayal of Klarion is him being an agent of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
He's more here to have fun and like the Justice League. I think it was Justice League Unlimited maybe that did this where Klarion swapped everybody's age. He made all of the adults kids and all of the kids
Oh,
adults,
no,
right?
Oh,
okay.
right.
So
Yeah.
like that story is pulled directly from the comic books. Clarion did that in the comic books, and it wasn't out of malice. He wanted kids to play with.
Oh,
And so,
yeah.
yeah, it's like Clarion has got a really weird background and upbringing, but I wouldn't consider him evil. He's a little bit more, maybe he flirts with anti-hero, kind of like Deathstroke flirts with anti-hero sometimes.
Okay. Gotcha.
I,
Yeah.
I know quite a bit about Clarion, oddly
No,
enough.
clearly more than me because I'm just
Yeah,
going on of like the animation.
and I know
But
nothing about him, so
yeah,
so
I do also appreciate that like he's the one person who can rival Ra's al Ghul in horn hair. Like he's got this
oh yeah,
this
that's
Vulcan
fucking
bowl cut with like horns poking out.
yeah, they're very obvious like hair horns. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
He looks like the love child of Spock and Damien from The Omen.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good pull. He- In like, especially the Damien, because like that's not far off. So Clarion is from this. They call it like the Beneath Town or something like that. It is the leftovers of the Roanoke colony. They were pushed underground, and so he grew up in this very Puritan disciplinarian culture where they
Okay.
embraced magic and everybody is some type of like witch man, witch girl, and that's why he's called Klarion the Witch Boy
yeah.
because he
Which boy is it?
leaves before he reaches adulthood.
Wah, wah. I heard that.
There.
That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does kind of look like a because I was curious about other than like the Salem reference. I'm like, why is he dressed like he came off a play setting of The Crucible?
Yeah, that's why he was raised like they kind of got stuck in that Puritan time era, right? So colony of Roanoke, after they were driven out, they stayed kind of time stuck. And so when by the
Yeah,
time
like the
Clarion comes
village.
around, they're still in that dress, manner of speak, embracing some of the dark magic. That's why he looks like he's straight out of the colony because he literally is straight out of the colonies.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, standing there like as Tim's approaching him, and he's got okay. So we have. I know you guys can't see us, but we have to appreciate the irony here that Josh currently is sitting with a cat on his lap because Klarion is well known to be, like a person associated with his cat Teakle. And so I'm like, okay, there's no way, like, come on. Like, when God has a sense of humor, you have to address it, right? Like,
Yeah, Iris is my familiar.
there you go. And yeah, can you talk about like the idea of like the familiar thing, in terms of like his relationship with Klarion Teakle?
Yeah, so Teakle is okay. Stretching my knowledge a little bit here. Teakle is Clarion's familiar. A lot of the witch boys and witch girls, as they come of age, they take on a familiar that taps into some more primordial magic. And him and Teakle, they can communicate telepathically with each other.
Oh, cool.
So Teakle is more than just a cat. In different portrayals of Clarion and Teakle, Teakle can take on different shape and different form. So like we get a little bit of a taste of it later in this episode, but I think in Young Justice, Teakle can become very large, like almost like a larger version of a tiger. In fact, I think there's scenes in Young Justice where Teakle and Beast Boy go toe to toe
Oh,
in
cool.
tiger form. And so Teagle is like, he kind of helps Clarion channel his powers and can run errands, be this kind of gopher, if you will, for Clarion, and can get into places he can't.
Does he
Uh,
turn into a Guillermo at all?
uh, I'm not for I don't know. Teagle's a special one, man.
It's magic, baby. We make up the rules as we go.
Well, I think there's also like some maybe in one of the comics, Teakle and Tawny the Tiger or Talkie Tawny.
Oh my
I
gosh.
think they get into it on a couple different occasions.
I cannot believe how many times, more frequently than I ever would think in my lifetime, I have heard the usage of the name Talkie Tawny. Because yes, I know who you're talking about. Captain Marvel slash Shazam's pet tiger.
Well, let's be not a pet tiger. He's more like a tiger butler.
Yeah, yes, sorry. Yeah.
I want a
If
tiger
Alfred
butler.
was a tiger, that's really what. If Alfred was a talking tiger, that's what. Down to
The
he wears a
ladies call me a
tuxedo.
tiger, thank you.
Is it a tiger tuxedo?
So he's very dapper. He's very dapper, and he speaks very dapper. Talkie Tawny is great.
He's like his fedora and everything. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he is a tiger butler. Oh my gosh. Okay, so bringing us back on the rails here. Yeah, so Clarion is getting talked to by Tim, who is saying, "Oh, so I guess your parents dragged you here too. You don't want to be here." He's like, "Of course I want to be here. Now away with you, plebe."
He's like, no, actually, I chose to be here. No parents for me. That's how we were. That's how we rock in Gotham.
That is true. Yeah.
And then he like goes and tries to pet the cat and like swipes at him. He's like, ah. So, which is a good reaction to the cat. He like, fuck you, cat.
Yeah, so then the auction begins because like Tim's like, I'm getting away from the weird kid. So they all sit down and the auctioneer's like, welcome everyone. For our opening item, we have this branding iron that was rumored to belong to Morgan Le Fay. So Morgan Le Fay, and they kind of give the exposition here, was like King Arthur's like half sister, and it was like a sorceress. And we'll get a little bit more into that as we kind of go into the episode. But he's got like says like it's rumored to have magic powers, but we cannot guarantee that as the auction house. And so he opens the opening up bid was like what, like a couple thousand?
Like $100,000.
No, I think it was like a couple thousand, and then Klarion immediately
that's
said
right.
100,000.
That's right. Okay, that's right. Yeah. And then he comes up and says like, yeah, says, yeah, sir.
Yeah, because Tim's like, that kid's got 100,000. What the hell?
I kept expecting somebody to bid the moon or the real Mona Lisa.
It's like,
That's a
my firstborn
supernatural
child.
reference for my supernatural fans out there.
Yeah, what I've been feeling like Lex would probably had like the Mona Lisa like somewhere in a stash somewhere or something.
I'm surprised that Lex hasn't had them recreate the Mona Lisa with him as like just a bald version of the Mona Lisa.
That's probably more accurate. And it's much larger than the original Mona Lisa as well.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, what's it called? Like the Vitruvian Man, where it's like him right with like a version of him, but next to it is like Superman's Vitruvian Man, but with a tinier wang.
He is petty enough to do that.
Oh, yeah. It really is a debate of like who's pettier, Eobard Thawne or Lex Luthor. I would say Thawne specifically due to time travel.
Oh, it's Thawne.
It's Thawne. He spent his life doing tiny little things just to pester Barry. It's Thawne. Thawne is the most petty.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the I hate myself for saying this. For goodness sake, this episode's coming out on Christmas week. But have you seen the internet meme of it's like no, of course it was me, Barry, but it was him saying, "It was me, Barry, when you were making out with your first girlfriend and you got yourself off early. It was me. I jerked you off at super speed so that you would not have a woman's touch."
I have not seen that meme, but that sounds exactly like something he would do.
Oh, yeah. Am I blushing? I feel like I'm blushing.
Merry Christmas, ladies and gentlemen. Just Merry Christmas.
I'm sorry, Jesus. I know it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's like Elias and Clerks too. Like, I'm sorry, Jesus.
Anyway, so that's when he's doing the opening bid of 100,000, and that's when he's rivaled by a bid of 110 or something. Well, a rival bid by Jason Blood. Okay, so before we talk about Jason Blood, because I know that this is obviously we're a bunch of nerds here, we have to address the most specific part about Jason Blood in this episode. Adam, did you recognize this voice?
Oh, it's friggin' yeah, it's Billy Zane.
Billy freaking Zane!
The greatest B-movie actor of all time.
Adam, I'm just telling you, the universe is saying every mention of the word Titanic.
Okay, I've never seen Titanic.
Oh, see,
you either?
Two versus one.
What?
Neither have I.
What the hell?
Yes. No, I've never seen Titanic. But two Billy Zane movies. One, you tell me you've both seen The Phantom.
Oh, yes.
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I love The Phantom. Yeah.
So there was another movie. It may have been made for TV movie, like old school, like TNT, like early 2000s TNT made for TV movie called Invincible.
Okay.
And it was very. Are you familiar with this movie?
It sounds familiar. I know you're not talking about like the Invincible cartoon, like a different Invincible.
No, this was like Billy Zane plays this like old school monk guy who finds it's a very Power Rangers-esque, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he finds these four people who are avatars of the primordial forces, earth, wind, fire, water, and like trains them up because there's this Mortal Kombat style thing getting ready to happen. It is so terrible. It's amazing. Like to this day, this movie has lived rent free in my mind for 20 plus years.
I know what I'm bringing you on the fandom and folklore for next.
Yo, if we can find it, 1000% I'm in.
Okay, and here I thought you were going to mention him in Demon Knight, the Tales from the Crypt movie. That's what I thought you were
No,
going
I'm
to
not
mention.
familiar with this.
Yeah, it came out in like 1995. Yeah, it was one of the Tales from the Crypt movies. Yeah, he said,
Excuse
check
me
that.
while I go to Google.
Yeah,
Carry
check that.
on.
He's like the main like the bad guy in that movie. Like a bunch of people end up meeting up this like bar motel thing or whatever. In the end, there he's like outside trying to like get inside and steal like a fucking gun or something like that. I can't remember exactly. Yeah, but he's just being the most like Billy Zane he can be in that movie. It's fucking awesome. You should if you like Billy Zane, you'll definitely check it out.
Oh,
It's,
fantastic. Yep.
yeah.
We're going to find a way to watch that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be easy to find. Yeah, so definitely check that out and get
He
back to
really
me.
is the B-level Nicolas
Oh,
Cage, isn't he?
he is.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
line separating Billy Zane and Nicolas Cage is razor thin.
Yeah.
especially in this movie. So especially you two, Braydon, if you haven't seen that Demon Knight, you should check that out as well.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, but yes, yeah. So this is Jason Blood. I guess due to the context of like the whole like character, let's talk about Jason Blood first in terms of like his history, and then when we get to the other guy, we can kind of talk about him.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
really familiar with the Jason Blood side of it really, so I just know he's like
perfect.
attached to. Sorry, so go ahead, Josh.
So yeah, so Jason Blood was a knight in Sir Arthur's court when he was still Sir Arthur before he became King Arthur. Like Jason Blood was a contemporary. He was brother, was he Merlin's brother or Merlin's cousin? He was somehow related to Merlin. Half brother. Sorry, there it is.
Yes. Yeah.
I think he was Merlin's half brother. And so he was a knight, and then Merlin, it's kind of murky. I think there's some instances where Merlin cursed him, and then there's some instances where Merlin saved him. But either way, Jason Blood and Merlin were tied together. Jason Blood has been around since Arthurian times and is at this point effectively immortal
Hmm.
for some very specific reasons. Jason Blood is kind of a mainstay in the magical side of the DC universe. He is considered one of the oldest experts in magical lore, although he himself is not a homo magi. He is just a person. He is a human being. He is very familiar with all of this because of his experience with Merlin and some other things that we're going to get into in a minute. Uh, yeah, Jason Blood is really, really fun. Jason Blood has been a member of the Demon Knights. He's been a member of the Justice League Dark. I think he was maybe a member of the Shadow Pact. I'm also saying Jason Blood because it wasn't really him that was the member, it was somebody else. But even in the new 52, there was a series that ran for a while called Demon Knights. It was one of the original series that was released when they rebooted. Uh, Jason Blood was a member of the Demon Knights with Madame Xanadu or Madame Xanadu. Why am I blanking on the caveman's name? Vandal
Uh,
Savage.
but
Thank you.
Oh,
Vandal
gotcha. Yeah.
Savage. So Madame Xanadu, Vandal Savage, Shining Knight, and one other member of the team. I can't remember who it was, but they were the Demon Knights. And that story, if y'all haven't read it, that series is fantastic. I think it's like 12 or 20 issues long. It's set sometime between Arthurian times and modern day. But they traveled around, they had adventures together. It was a fantastic series. It was one of my favorite ones that was like that original New 52 line.
Nice.
Okay. Off the top of your head, Josh, do you know roughly when, like, Jason Blood slash the other guy were like the Demon Knight series, like the comic book character?
When he was first introduced,
Yeah. Was that like back when like Kirby invented him?
yeah, it had to have been 50s because I know Klarion was early 70s.
Okay. I think I'm starting to see the writing on the wall here because I'm looking at the release date of that movie you just talked about, Adam, Demon Knight, 1995. This came out in 1998. So that's why they brought in Billy Zane.
Yeah, because usually, yeah,
Yeah.
I
that's what I
feel
thought.
I feel like Charlie Day, like you know what, like the string theory meme right
Oh
now.
yeah, you're going full serial killer murder board on us right now, and I love
Oh
it.
yeah, because as soon as I recognized his voice, I did that. I thought it was funny that he was also in Demon Knight. Yeah, so I thought I had a good chuckle there.
This is where all the useless information like exists in my brain, firing in the neurons. That's awesome. I'm so glad I looked that up. But yeah, so yeah, I'll let you continue on now about Jason Blood there.
Oh, I don't really have a whole lot more on Jason Blood specifically. I know he's got really good relationships with a lot of the heroes. You know, him and Bruce. Like he's one of the few that know who Bruce really is, that becomes evident a little bit later in this episode. But Jason Blood has been part of Bruce's inner circle for a long time. There's a lot of insinuation that Jason Blood, along with Zatanna, are the people that have helped teach Bruce slash Batman about magic, how it's used, how to fight against it specifically. Jason Blood's a really big character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So as Jason is kind of trying to outbid Klarion, because like they go back and forth as like Tim and Bruce are kind of sitting in the audience, so they go from like I bid 130, I bet 140, and like that they go higher and higher, and I think like Klarion gets to like 200,000,
Yeah,
and
250, and
yeah,
like through all this, Robin was like, if this kid had money, you gotta raise my allowance or whatever. And then it gets to like anybody else, 1, 2, and then like Bruce goes up and he's like $1 million, and like Robin's like, well, there goes my raise.
there you go.
So
And then
I have a point of contention with that because like
was it?
Jason has been around for a couple thousand years at this
Yeah,
point.
This is exactly what I was thinking. Like,
Like
dude, you could probably sell Excalibur right now.
I was gonna say if
Jason
you,
has money.
I was gonna say if you could afford 250,000, like he did look surprised, but like I feel he probably should have been able to afford that too. Yeah.
And also, on the other side of that coin, how hard is it for Klarion not to just like make a fake check with magic?
Same question for Jason though.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Yeah,
Like
these
what's
guys
going
kind of
on at this
suck.
auction house that they can't magic this thing away? That's my question. Which
Yeah,
again brings me back to Supernatural, and I'm assuming that this auction house is a similar auction house as in Supernatural, where there's gods and demons and angels overseeing this that prevents the use of magic from stealing the
yeah,
artifacts.
yeah. I was gonna say there's some salt and some and kind of something under the carpet.
Back the
stop
truck up.
games.
There's an auction house at, like for magic stuff and Supernatural.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
The Stewart from Letterkenny is one of the attendants at the auction
No
house.
way.
You haven't seen Supernatural.
I've seen. Okay, so I watched up till the season where they fight Lucifer, and then I'm like, well, you just beat
you have
the
to,
devil. So
yeah,
where do
yeah,
you go
have to be
from
more.
there?
You have to be more specific than that.
Well, they trapped him back in the pit of hell. Like I don't know how, but
Okay, so if
again,
you watched up
more
to
this
that,
is Doctor Who all over again.
Adam, what that means is he's watched up to the very first introduction
Yeah.
of Lucifer.
Yes, thank you.
Lucifer is a recurring character for the rest of the series.
Of course he is, because he's the devil. kind of hard to make a show about supernatural stuff.
I would say it doesn't get worse than him, but it does. So
Okay.
watch the rest of it. It's only 15 seasons. You've got time.
If only we had friends who had a podcast that could help make sense of the supernatural lore.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dude who played Gabriel does it with the dude who plays the scribe. So there's a supernatural rewatch podcast out there somewhere for you.
There you go. So yeah, Bruce walks off like after like dropping $1 million on this branding iron, and he talks to Jason, who's like, "Thanks, Bruce. You know, like I'll have to pay you back for that." Because like there's a nod of acknowledgement between him and Jason, where it's basically like, "I did this to like help you out." And yeah, so Jason is like, yeah, that like this kid is like in this context, like this kid is bad news. Like he's like, he refers to him as Uncle Jason, and he's like, we're actually not related. He's just like, he just likes to toy with me. And what does he say? Like as Klarion kind of comes up, like looking like Blofeld, like petting the cat. He's like, hold on to that iron as long as you can. Oh, sorry, Dad, laugh out loud.
Klarion is. We can use profanity on this podcast, right?
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah.
Cool. Clarion's a little shit.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Like, Klarion needs his ass kicked. Like, that's really all that is.
Yeah. Like, I know you were saying,
spoiled little brat.
I know you were saying, like, in the comics, like, he's played for, like, kind of both sides of, like, like the heroes and the villains, but in a chaotic sense. In this sense, this is what Joffrey Baratheon is like if he had magic.
Well, that's Klarion, though. Like, Klarion really is this Arrested Development stuck as a preteen, just angry little kid. Which, when you get more of his backstory, you kind of understand some of it, but he's very immature. Like, that's really the nut of it, is he's just this immature little spoiled brat who has magic when everybody else around him doesn't, and can get away with whatever he wants because of that, and acts accordingly.
Is that why he's white?
No comment.
Says the three white
podcast
guys.
of three white dudes.
Hey, an audio format where whatever we want. Breaking the mystique here. Yeah, so Klarion...
Sir, your voice gives it away.
A little, yeah. Yeah, so Klarion says to Jason, like, we gotta, I'm gonna get my hands on that thing one way or another. And Bruce is like, I think that Bruce had some inclination as to like what Klarion was based on what Jason was dropping. Because he's like, where's that kid's parents? Like, they should, like, give him a whooping or something. And he's like, don't bother. He turned them into mice. And I think that, was Tim there when he said that?
Yeah, you said they were sitting beside him. Yeah, then that's when Klarion is walking away, and that's kind of where he turned around and kind of pet the cat again, and the cat was like, ha ha ha, ha as well. And I think Tim was just like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, he was just kind of like, he didn't say anything. And it's just like, should be the moment, like, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, are you joking? Is this a metaphor? What the hell?
Because even Bed Bruce kind of said, make a comment that kind of like he's joking. He's like, oh, or whatever too. But yeah, but we kind of meant to assume that he's joking at this point, I think, until later on.
Yeah. And I think the next scene, go ahead.
Oh, I said there's definitely some insinuation that he did turn them into cats, and Teakle took care of it.
Oh
yeah. I think that's what the turnaround was. Yeah,
and
definitely.
I think at this point, like us as the audience, we're supposed to clue in that Bruce knows that magic is a thing, and also has not had that conversation with Tim.
Right. It'd be interesting to him explaining Ra's al Ghul, because I don't think Tim had met him in that series just yet. But
that's for like in the bat plane on the way there. Yeah. So I think that like the next scene's like at the apartment, I think, and that's where he's saying like, hey, I'll pay this back, like eventually.
Eventually. Like he's probably got like Nazi gold like stuffed away. Like
Right. Dude's loaded. Let's not pretend otherwise.
he's he's probably richer than Bruce.
Yeah, like if him like he's gonna be rich like Vandal Savage is rich.
Right?
Like like Raish is rich, right? Like he's rich because he's been
Racist
around. Raish. Raish
Oh,
Ugly.
race is rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Raish is rich.
I thought you said racist rich.
Could be.
Yeah, there's a conversation in itself. But yeah,
Three
so
white dudes, ladies and gentlemen.
yeah. I wish I could say I'm that good a comic. But yeah, so Jason's kind of giving him like a kind of a tour of the apartment. He's got all these like kooky like things around, like masks and books and like crystal balls and stuff. And Tim sees this statue of this like kind of how would you describe Etrigan's face, Josh?
Stereotypical demon. Like almost like ancient Chinese or Japanese demon mask.
That's a good, yeah. Because I was like, he kind of reminds me of like what the comic book version of the Abomination looks like, but more spiky.
That's also fair.
Yeah, but I like your
Uh,
analogy. Yeah, kind of Eastern.
Yeah, it feels like there's a little bit of Eastern influence in it. Um, oh God, what are those like Japanese theater, right? Like the old Japanese.
Oh, the Kabuki mask.
There you go.
There we go. Thank you. Kabuki. Yeah, like almost like a Kabuki mask.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so Tim's like, "Who's this guy?" He's like, "That's the
Like, who's this like looking guy or whatever?
yeah."
Yeah,
And so,
that's where he says like Etrigan, and I think that's where he mentioned something about Merlin or something too. I think at this point.
yeah. So I think this is a safe place to kind of talk about Etrigan. Yeah. So Josh, I think you're kind of the expert here, so I'll leave you to kind of give your insight on the story behind Etrigan.
So Etrigan the Demon. So at some point in the past, Merlin tied Etrigan and Jason Blood together. So Etrigan is the reason that Jason is effectively immortal because his other persona is a demon. He can summon him forth by reciting this rhyme, which is very, very long and convoluted. But what he kind of gets it down to over the course of decades of comic book lore is gone, gone, the form of man, behold the demon Etrigan.
Mm-hmm.
Which that rhyming thing, like that is part of Etrigan's shtick, is he's a rhyming demon. It's always fun and Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just kind of glad in this episode, like, because usually it's like that's his entire speech pattern is his rhymes. So I'm kind of glad they didn't stick with that for this entire thing because that kind of gets annoying after a while.
It does. I mean, they did. Etrigan doesn't have a lot of lines in this, and like
Yeah,
one of
but
the couple lines.
Yeah, it was mostly, but it wasn't like 100%. So, or just the fact it wasn't a lot. Maybe is what it was too. Maybe, but
Like, that's one of my favorite things about Etrigan is that it's a choice. He chooses to speak in rhyme. He does it because he knows it's infuriating. He knows it bothers people. He's a demon.
He's not a demon, he's a troll.
Oh, the biggest.
That's amazing.
There's some insinuation in different stories that it's a curse that he has to speak in rhyme. It's not. He chooses to.
That's funny.
And so, like, there are some of the best ones are kind of like we get to it later in this episode, and spoiler, but some of the best scenes with Etrigan are where he's speaking in rhyme and somebody gets so frustrated. There's like, will you stop? And he just speaks plainly for a second and then drops right back into rhyme. It's like, oh, yeah, no, I can break this whenever I want. I just do it because that frustrating, that annoying you, I love it.
Yeah.
Etrigan is also like when we do get glimpses of the hierarchy in hell, Etrigan is very high up. He is a very powerful demon. He's one of like the lieutenants, I guess, maybe if you want to put it that way, or an archdemon. Like he is a very high-ranking demon as far as hell is concerned. There have been a couple portrayals of him where he has become the ruler of hell. He doesn't want to be the ruler of hell. He doesn't want that kind of responsibility because every time rulers of hell are targeted for death all the time, right? So
Politics.
he very much enjoys his role. He is how I would describe a very begrudging hero. The influence of Jason Blood is what drives him to become a hero. Jason has found a way to work together with him to force him into heroics more often than not. Uh, Etrigan's, man, he's a powerful, powerful force. He can breathe fire, he can fly, he's got strength that's on par with Superman. He can wield magic. So he gets some of like that. That's kind of one of the things that when you pair Etrigan up with Superman, he gives Etrigan a little bit of the edge is he can use magic.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because Superman's weak against magic.
Superman's weak against magic. One of my favorite versions of Etrigan from the Elseworlds is the Superdemon. It is this parallel Earth that Superman and Etrigan are have become one person, and so you have basically Superman with all of that. He looks like Etrigan with a big S on his chest, and it's Superman with all of the added powers of Etrigan
Oh,
and none of
rad.
the weaknesses. The Super Demon is fantastic.
Good.
I think he shows up in Final Crisis and like the when all of the Supermen from across the multiverse come together, you see the Super Demon in there. He's great.
Final crisis.
My favorite Etrigan moment, and it wouldn't shock me, Josh, if you already know about this. I think it's called Political Asylum. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I was looking up some Etrigan facts when I was getting ready for this episode. Apparently, Etrigan ran for not Jason Blood. Etrigan ran for president of the United States.
I mean, he can't be worse than Lex Luthor.
Well, that's the best part is that I'm not going to say which party he ran for because I don't, that's not that kind of podcast, but he got beat out by one of the Bushes. I think it was like Bush Senior. So it's like, okay, so what are we saying here? Like, is he better or worse than a Bush?
But
No comment.
Yeah, fair enough.
Etrigan isn't American, so he shouldn't be able to run for president.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor has
Bush is
Lex
like,
Luthor's a
let me
felon.
see your
He shouldn't be
birth
able to run for
certificate.
president. So, fun fact: there is a little bit of inconsistency, I think, in the comics where Etrigan and Jason Blood are concerned that they swap places. And there's a little bit of inconsistency around do they retain memories when they swap places?
I hope not,
It's like,
because Jason Blood's going to fucking hell.
Kidding.
or well, in the sense that when Etrigan is the one on screen or on panel, when Jason takes back over, does Jason have the memories of what happened? And there's some inconsistency there. In the Demon Knight series from the New 52, they really play up that both Jason and Etrigan are having a relationship with Madame Xanadu.
Oh,
And she is in a relationship with both of them separately. And so, like,
okay.
there are scenes where it's Etrigan on panel and he's talking about when you're with him, do you think about me? And vice versa.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Do you want me to both think about you on with him?
I just want you to think about me all the time. I don't care who you're with.
Well, good news, because I already do. I mean,
Yeah.
but again, I think that's for a different podcast.
Yeah.
That's for the Batcast After Dark.
I told you, Adam, we need a Patreon.
Well, it is after 5 in Canada, so it is already dark.
It is, yeah. We're already there. Here you go. Okay,
Hey,
so
we're getting close.
yeah. So what happens after that? Oh yeah, so he gives Tim a kind of like recap of like Etrigan pretty much says the same kind of stuff that Josh did of like, he's
Yeah, yeah, Merlin merged us together to protect Camelot, but when Camelot fell, he just kind of kept him around, be his little pet, I guess, or whatever. Then just so he's been Intrigan.
because he looked killer hot in those shorts.
So yeah, then I think that's where he said he's yeah, so like then Robin says like, hey, so he must be like 1,500 years old, and he's like, yeah, about that, I guess. And then as they're doing that, like the cat comes through the window and tries to steal the branding thing, and then like it just kind of turns around and kind of clinks like was it like a little vial or something like that, or was it an actual
Yeah, like
glass?
a beaker, some alchemy set.
Then like by then Bruce notices and tries to grab it, but then like the cat like morphs into like a cheetah, kind of like cheetah, but not.
Yeah, he turns her into like Chitara or something, and like that's where I'm wondering if Bruce like tried to hide his erection. Like,
Look, Bruce likes himself a good Catwoman.
yeah,
I don't know that he discriminates between what color they are or whether or not they have fur. If they meow and they got claws that can dig into his back, he's good.
And how? I mean,
yeah,
Especially if they can throw him around a little bit.
which she did.
Mhm.
exactly. Yeah. So
Yeah, we have this fight scene like as they're like trying to get the branding iron away from like Tickle, and she ends up like smacking Tim against the wall, and like he kind of gets like a scratch on his arm, and then so Tickle manages to get the. I'm kind of okay. So did Jason transform in the middle of the fight? Is that what happened?
yeah, it's
No.
well, he sees them fight for a bit, and then after a while, yeah, he does, yeah, but I
He
don't think
took
it
his
was like.
sweet time.
It wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't like right away, but yeah, after a bit, yeah, and after like looks like he probably figured that Bruce could probably handle it, but like after a while, he's like, oh, I don't think he doesn't look like he has this anymore.
Yes, the human can take on the. I mean, yes, I know it's Batman, but like, come on, dude, you've been doing this for hundreds of years. Like,
But it's Batman. He can handle himself. Yeah. Then like Robin sees that and he's like, "Oh, the demon! It's real."
that's where Tim Drake has a crisis of faith. He just like hugging the Bible and just clutching a rosary. It's like, I don't know what to believe in anymore. He's like that guy in The Mummy who's got like all the medallions.
Pulls out his Jewish cross, pulls out his Christian cross,
There you go.
pulls out a Celtic knot, like just starts pulling different charms out of his shirt.
Flying spaghetti monster, all the whole shebang. Like,
At this point, everything that Tim has seen, this is the thing that like
Yeah.
floors him.
yeah.
Really?
You should be believe all the stories that he's heard at this point. Yeah, because like all of them have come true. Yeah. So
All the stories are true.
Buddy, you literally fight a humanoid crocodile.
Yeah.
You fight a little puppet that talks. This is the thing that blows
and
your mind?
yeah, walking around piece of clay that throws stuff at you. It throws himself at you.
Right.
What?
Yeah. You dated the piece of clay, dude. Like,
or try to at least. Yeah.
yeah.
It was soft.
Oh. I mean, applause for great effort there, but oh,
What? It was a little dry.
oh my gosh, Gil, you're too good. You're too good. Yeah, so they they didn't really put up much of a fight as this Catwoman like takes the branding iron out of the house, and like she goes back to Clarion's apartment where he's just sitting in an armchair. Bro's got no TV,
Yeah, he's
no
just like
crystal
staring at the
ball.
wall.
He's just staring right at the wall. I'm like, this is what you do with your time. Like,
So I guess does that mean he must live like a block away and is just like waiting for the cat to come back?
Like, bro, just read the Necronomicon or something. Like,
No, we must sit here and stew and scheme and twiddle our thumbs and fingers together.
yeah. So she brings the branding iron to him, and she like kind of. I think it's also worth mentioning, like the animation for like the transformation from Tikal from Catwoman form to like back to Tikal form is so good. It looks like almost not quite Clayface like, but like it
And
like
it's
turns into ink.
yeah, it's kind of like a cross between like Clayface and like Odo,
Yeah, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah,
but just like a different color.
yeah.
So it was so much smoother than the transition from cat to human.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gives Klarion the branding iron, and yeah, what does he say like about like separating one into two? Is that what he kind of there was some incantation he said.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it
So
was. Yeah, I should have written it down. I
I
was
remember he
thinking.
said like something like Morgan, I beseech thee, Morgan, I beseech thee, calling
to
Morgan,
separate
hello.
that which is one and make it two or something along those lines.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
so,
back at Jason's apartment, Jason's like tending to Tim's wounds, and yeah, he's like learning like about like like I mean he just saw a cat turn into a woman, so he's like, what do you mean magic's real? You're healing my arm in
Oh,
seconds.
also rewind a second
Yeah, yeah.
because how she got away, right? So she had thrown Bruce into this bookshelf and spilled all these chemicals and then threw a candle at it and started a fire,
Oh yeah.
which put Etrigan in this position to where do we either save the most capable hero on the planet from a small fire, or do we go after the evil cat lady with the brand? No, we're going to jump into the fire that he could easily jump out of and save him instead of chase after.
Josh, he owes him money.
This would be a great way to get out of paying the debt.
No kidding. Yeah.
Let
It's
him
like
burn.
it's like on The Sopranos, like before they killed Vito. Like I don't think you guys need too much context in that, but like the guy who ratted him out, he's like, "Hey, can I borrow like 30K from you?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And that way, he never has to. You not only sold him out to get killed, but you just robbed the guy 30K.
Yeah.
Oh
Look,
yeah,
if I'm
and
gonna
did
have
I?
somebody kill him, I'm gonna at least gonna make it worth my while first.
No kidding. Yeah.
Or I was gonna say, like, didn't Intrigon see Batman and Robin? It doesn't like Batman's cape can just like cover it and like and not get burnt.
Right. Like I don't know. If I'm gonna find a plot hole in this whole episode, it's that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. That is the problem.
Yeah. Like it.
Anywho.
Yeah. So yeah, Clarion, as he's like doing this incantation, and it's kind of like back and forth between um them like back at Jason's apartment, and all of a sudden like Jason just kind of grabs his head in pain as like Clarion's doing the incantation. And he's just like, oh, the pain, and like Bruce is like, what's going on? He's like, magic shit's going on. And that's when Clarion, that's when Etrigan and Jason are literally separating into two individual people.
Yeah, then you see like a little like the M brand on Hentrigan's forehead that was like at the end of the brand that
So
the cats.
all I saw is the Majin mark.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
The what, Mark?
Dragon Ball Z,
I
Oh, is that what
Majin
that's called?
Vegeta.
Oh
Yeah,
my
so
gosh.
Majin Buu, right?
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
Like Babidi, the evil sorcerer that awakens Majin Buu. When we first saw it is at the World Martial Arts Tournament with Popovich and I'm forgetting the other one's name. They have this M on their head and they look roided out.
Yeah.
They're the ones that absolutely wipe the floor with Videl, Gohan's girlfriend at the time. And then Vegeta gets the Majin mark, which is this huge power boost. It's Dragon Ball Z. We'll just leave it at that. I don't need to bore you guys with my other third, fourth, fifth diehard fandom that I know way too much about nerdy things. And can you believe that I've convinced 2 women to marry me at this point?
Josh,
Do you want
with
a
your
third?
skill, with your skill, Josh, I'm surprised it wasn't at the same time.
Well, he didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We'll leave that open. We'll leave that to the listeners. But yeah, so where was I going with this? Somebody help me here. I'm having a brain fart.
So
So they
this is
separated.
where, yeah, they separated and Etrigan skedaddled.
Yeah, oh yeah. So like Batman like grabs him. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, yeah. He's like, "I'm off to my new master now." Basically, yeah. He's like, I'm done here. Peace
Yeah.
out."
Yeah, and then he brings Klarion over, and so so when Klarion brings him over, I love how like when Klarion is just like just cackling when Etrigan. By the way, speaking of like the appearance of Etrigan, like I don't think we touched on that too much, but like yeah, Etrigan is this. He looks like the Hulk if the Hulk was wearing like a child's pajamas and like with a big purple cape on it, like but like pajamas that are too small for him.
We're in a romper.
Yeah, there you
If
go.
if the Hulk one was yellow
Yes,
and wore Alan Scott's Green Lantern costume.
perfect analogy. Actually, yeah, almost the exact same color scale. Well, other than the yellow part, yes.
Yeah, this like
That's
red and green with a purple cape does not sound like it should work, but it absolutely slays every red carpet. Yeah, that costume.
yeah, yeah. Etrigan's got the drip. And so, yeah, Klarion brings him to his apartment, and he's just standing there. He's like, "You must obey my every order. You hate me, don't you?" He's like,
Yes.
Oh yeah,
"Yeah."
he
He
just
just like, "Yes."
well, he doesn't answer initially. Then he's like,
Right,
"Answer
yeah,
me. I got it because I'm your master. So you got to answer." And then he says, "Yes, yeah.
yeah. And so
I hate you, little shit."
this is where I'm glad that Joshua gave me the context of like why that like the kind of like immaturity that like Klarion is, because you think, oh my gosh, this all-powerful sorcerer has like a demon at his disposal. He's gonna like like break Gotham in half or some shit. Is like, no, he goes to a movie theater with it. Like he's just doing the most childish shit. Like,
Yeah, he goes at Devastator 3, and then like he comes out and he's like, "Fucking sequels suck." So so he must have known what was coming up. Yeah, then he's like, "You know what to do, Etrigan." And then he just kind of looks back and like lasers like the
Marquis.
marquee.
yeah,
Yeah, there it is, above the thing, and destroys it and just kind of walks along. Yeah.
Which that, and I'm going to be completely honest, that's not a power that I associate with Etrigan. The laser eyes.
that's a
Like,
good point. Yeah, I was like,
like
as far as I've known,
Etrigan
I've never
breathes
seen that.
fire. Like it's not just fire. Like he spews hellfire out of his mouth. That is
I
his
forget
power.
like brimstone or whatever.
Hmm.
But this one, I don't know. I don't know if they made that choice just for the show, or if that is a power that Etrigan has that they just don't utilize very often. But that one threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I haven't really read Etrigan, so I wasn't sure if it was like an part I already had or not. So I just kind of took it as that already was a thing. So
Yeah, my knowledge of
Also, like,
Etrigan is like skin deep.
yeah, but like, if you're going to destroy a movie theater, why not literally burn it with hellfire?
yeah.
I feel like
And I'm
there's a
gonna.
missed opportunity there.
Did you guys not watch Inglorious Bastards? Like film reels are flammable.
Oh, yeah, the most.
Yeah, yeah.
We killed Hitler with a cinema roll.
If yeah, and
Say that a little bit faster. It sounds like we killed him with a cinnamon roll.
Yeah, and then Dean killed him again. Hey,
Couple times.
couple times, yeah. Yeah, so then Etrigan's just like, I'm hungry. You bitch, get me an ice cream.
Oh yeah. He hears like the ice cream truck going, and he's like, you know what to do, yeah, and just fucking grabs it, then dumps out like all of it, and he's like, nope, I can't find any strawberry. Then he has like a little tantrum, and he's like, no, nothing tastes better than strawberry.
Yeah. By the way, when I'm doing that voice, that is more or less the way he sounds like,
Yeah,
oh!
yeah,
Oh yeah. I mean, he does. He sounds like a little spoiled Puritan brat child. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
I
Whoever the
love
voice
it.
actor was for Klarion killed it.
Yeah. Same as the guy who voiced him on Young Justice. I
Yes.
know he was. Oh, who was the short gargoyle on Gargoyles? Like
Hmm.
the one who looked like he was like a teenager gargoyle.
that's been so
I'm
long, I can't remember.
I can't remember the gargoyles' names.
That's fair. They're like
I
named
just
after
remember
like.
Goliath was the leader.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mainly remember that it's like, yeah, Riker was like the
Lexington was the
Thank
little
you,
one.
Lexington. Yes, thank you.
Yes, Tom Adcox Hernandez.
Yeah, see, that's why I was like, I know it's a New York City like neighborhood that he's named after. Heck, if I can remember the voice actor's name.
Lexington's Connecticut, bud.
Is it?
Yeah, Lexington and Concord were in Connecticut.
I thought that they specifically named all the gargoyles after like New York. Like, wait a second here. I'm looking this up. All right, continue.
I mean, it could be, but the battles of Lexington and Concord happened in Connecticut.
I mean, you're
I'm pretty sure
American,
it's
so
either
I'm gonna
Connecticut or
trust your
Rhode Island.
judgment. Yeah,
I don't have to be.
you don't have to be American. I mean, we'll take you anytime, Josh. Like, probably better
Fix
we
y'all,
don't expand on that point.
fix y'all shit up there first, and then we'll talk about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah, we got our own problems up
Yeah,
here.
yeah, so not much better. Yeah, so
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, when he goes to the bakery, to get the cake, did you guys catch the name of the bakery
yeah, it's like Jack's cake house or whatever.
or Kirby's Cake House? Yeah, but
Kirby's
like
Cake
it's
House,
a
yeah.
Kirby
Oh, yeah.
reference, which I loved.
Yeah, and he's like, he's like, nothing better than strawberry. He's like, oh, it's a cake, maybe, yeah. Then he just like throws the ice cream truck through the window, and he just starts like eating a bunch of cake. Then offers some to Etrigan. He's like, nah, I'm good. Go watch my figure and my romper.
Yeah, this guy is like bone thin. Oh, you're talking Etrigan, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm looking up the Gargoyle wiki while you're talking about this. I swear I'm a professional. And then like, what did he say that got him like pissed off about the train?
Oh yeah, he's like, yeah, as he's there eating the cake, like the elevated L train goes by, and he's like, oh, noisy, and so it just says that, and then he just grabs it and just like chucks it off and then throws it off the track,
Yeah,
just because it's fucking noisy.
like you made a bigger noise by the train crashing against a building, bro.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, and then is that when Batman showed up? Because he's just like,
yeah, I think he's like, oh, you've done enough for that kid. And he's like, oh, nobody's talks to me like this, and I think that's where Josh was mentioned earlier. He starts like, yeah, because he's like a little shit, like nobody wants to friggin' back talk him, but Batman tries, and he like makes him grow like spikes or whatever.
yeah,
And
he
then,
turns Batman into Dooney from The Witcher.
Yeah, so Batman had gone after him because once Etrigan and Jason were separated, Jason started to rapidly age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the hundred.
It's like it was very
up with them.
Yeah, it was very clear that Jason was not going to be in a position to go and fight, and so he left Tim back with Jason to take care of Jason, and Batman ran off after Etrigan and Klarion.
Yeah, and they're Tim and him are watching through this little Orby thing.
It's called
So
a crystal ball.
Crystal ball, there you go. I knew that. Watching through the crystal ball, and then once he gets like the spikes to him, he kind of does a little magic trick to reverse it, and then Klarion just kind of throws it through more things, and after a bit, he's like, "Oh, it looks like you're having getting help from my uncle there." Yeah,
And then he turns Batman into an ent.
He's like, yeah,
Free bat, some call me.
and then yeah, now should I conjure up some woodpeckers, and that's where he just fucking clobbers them with his
Yeah,
fucking
Batman
arm.
smacks him the shit out of him with a branch arm. I was like, that's awesome.
If you're gonna turn me into a tree, at least turn my abdomen into a tree too, so I can like turn my body.
Lexington Avenue in New York City. Okay, I'm done. I knew it. Sorry. Which is probably named after Lexington, Connecticut. Continue.
So he clubs him with his like tree arm, and then Jason Blood like turns him back or whatever, and then just actually now I forget what happens after that.
Then he threw another spell. Like once he clobbered him, Jason threw a spell that made like
he
these
Loki'd
duplicates.
him. Yeah, he like made like Loki like holograms.
Oh yeah, and they starts turning around, and he's like, and then he just starts like eye lasering all of them. They just turn into a bunch of bats, and then like kind of the real Batman kind of is backing up and turns away. And then I think Klarion eventually clocks him, and he's like, no, it's that one over there. And then Etrigan starts chasing him, and goes down to like a dead end. And then
I love that sign. It's like, this street is not a through street. I'm like, just say dead end.
Yeah, couldn't you put this at the front of this fucking like little turn off instead of at the end? Like at this point we can tell.
Yeah.
Yo, bats. Like, isn't your whole thing that you know Gotham better than anybody else? How are you running down an alley and getting caught in a dead end? You should know better.
Yeah.
Well, usually at this point, he usually like grapples out, but I think he's like, I think he looked like he like went through most of them that he had in his belt in this point.
The only thing that would have been funnier if this is the alley where his parents were murdered, like the alley he visits every year.
Turns a corner, realizes it's that alley. That's what stops him as he relives the flashback and becomes paralyzed with fear. That's how Etrigan catches up to him.
Yeah. This is surprisingly easy. And then, so Jason is still like, helping him out via like crystal ball Zoom chat. And he's like, he like managed to like disappear Batman into the shadow of the brick wall. And I was like, oh, so that's how Batman disappears all the time. He made a Faustian pact.
Yep.
Which, knowing Batman, he probably has.
Probably.
Yeah. Well, you never know what is going to come in handy. And then what happens after that? He, Klarion, I think, realizes, like, Batman's not going to stop. So Jason's not going to stop helping Batman. So he says, like, well, I guess you're going to have to go kill Uncle Jason. And then... Yeah, I jump between the magic names here. Etrigan just kind of jumps up into the air and like Superman style and like goes like hunting for Jason. So back at the apartment, I was like, Tim is like over Jason's shoulder watching over the crystal ball. Jason has aged to the point he looks like Ebenezer Scrooge. Like he's got like temple hair. He's got like a goatee that's like, like he looks like old and decrepit. Is like got like 3 teeth to his name, and
it looks like Grandpa from The Simpsons at this point.
He does look like Grandpa Simpson.
Yeah. And then Tim's like, "Oh, that's not good." Yeah, so he tells him to go grab the little blue powder that's in the little crystal thing there, and it tells him to put it in a circle. And he says, "Like, don't backtalk, just fucking do it now before he gets here." And then does that, and it actually raises like a magic shield, I guess.
And if we've learned anything from Supernatural, it's salt circles keep out demons.
Yeah. That's initially what I thought too. Yeah.
Like that's demon fighting 101, man. Yeah. Pour a circle of salt around you, which there was not that much salt or flu powder or
that's what I thought.
That pixie dust in that bottle.
Yeah, that circle was a little big for that bottle. Yeah, but then he asked.
It was a Hanukkah miracle.
Yeah.
Then after he sees like the shield go up, he's like, "Oh, can I have some of this for my for
Yeah,
my
it's like, can I
utility
catch
belt?"
some of this and take it home? Like,
Or imagine if they fucking taught Tim magic, like teach a teenager magic
this
or
is
a
not a
preteen.
birthday party. There are no loot bags.
And he just like raised the shield like just in time because that's when Andrew gets there and he just starts like pounding on it trying to get through and then he's like hopefully it will hold.
Oh, that's the best part is like because we've all seen this like in cartoons where like they get like behind the impervious wall or the shield or something, and at first I'm like, okay, give up, bro, like just wait because like he's just hitting the thing and like nothing's happening. Like he must have hit this thing like like 12 times, and then it just randomly tears a hole open with like no crack, no weak spot, no nothing because I guess like Jason was starting
Well,
to like
Yeah,
die.
he started to get older, yeah. So I mean, I thought that was
it's
that
like
was part
there
of
were a couple things there. I think one, we're supposed to assume that the use of magic is depleting Jason faster than it would have otherwise.
He did say that. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
And like if you notice the first couple times Etrigan hit the barrier, it had that like circle or hole that would be created. And so I think that's really what we were supposed to clue into is the more Etrigan hit it, the more it created a little bit of a hole. And so he hit it hard enough that he was able to, before it closed, grab a hold of the edges of it and pull it open.
okay.
There's a joke I could make there, but I won't.
Just know what's going on in my head right now.
Yeah, it's going in everyone's head now.
Yep.
And so when I was on that, as Klarion, who's kind of like, synced up with Etrigan, who's like, like, yes, now kill him, kill Uncle Jason, no! As he's like just about to do that, Batman, who's back where like Klarion is in like the neighborhood, just like sidekicks him right against a brick wall, which is awesome. It's like, that's right, you little shit.
Oh yeah, then he gets to the point he just like holds it like above his head and like can't clear.
That was amazing.
Yeah, just trying to grab it. He's like, I can't get it.
Because Clarion's like 4'5", like
Oh, he's just a dainty little thing. Good luck trying to jump up there and get it. Look, white boys don't have ups.
nope.
No.
We've learned that.
Yeah. As Woody Harrelson has taught us, like a white man can't jump.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was amazing. Batman just holding the thing out of his crowd. It's like,
Yeah. So he does that, and then like does like is it like the same the same thing he says, or did he say it in
he
reverse?
said something different, but
He says like
Or
make
kinda-
that which is two back into one.
that was it. Yeah.
So it kind of does it. So it changes back, then it kind of goes back to that, and then
Which
forget
again,
it.
how does he know the counter spell?
I guess if Jason Blood and Batman have known each other for a while, which it's kind of inferred like earlier in the episode, he's probably like one of those things where like, if this ever happens, I say this, yeah, say this thing to get me back or whatever if you're able to.
Hey, Bruce, what's that file folder you're putting that under? Babel protocol?
Oh, master of the contingencies, man.
Yeah. So yeah, or you could just do the usual. It's Batman. Yeah, but yeah, that I just kind of took it as he's like just in case. Yeah, you can use this spell to put us back together. Yeah.
That was the mistake. Was while Klarion was running around having his temper tantrum around Gotham, he gave Batman time to plan.
Yeah.
Like, yo, Batman fighting 101. Don't give him time to plan.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. That's like the one thing you do is like, yeah, don't give him prep time.
No.
Yeah. And so as they're like kind of like reamalgamating like Jason and Etrigan, like you see like Jason like start to like, like return back to his original appearance of a a middle-aged man.
Yeah, and then they usually do that. He's kind of like, looks like a love taken out of him. And then like Tim runs over, like Robin runs over. He's like, I know you guys just went through a lot the last little bit, but we need you to do like one more thing. So like Clary and Batman are kind of fighting in in the alleyway or whatever there, and I messaged Brandon earlier, he threw a couple Hadokens at Batman.
Yeah, this was such good animation, by the way. Like, this was like not quite anime, but like anime influenced, even to the point where like there's
Oh yeah.
100% speed lines in this scene. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
and then we
before,
finally got the fire breath.
yes,
so as they were fighting, Klarion kind of builds up a little bit and goes to throw like a big Hadoken, and then Etrigan shows up and does a fireball just to counteract it. Yeah,
Oh, and like that scene right there, that was the most anime scene in the whole thing.
I
yeah,
love
The
it.
white, black outline, streak lines throughout the whole thing. Like that was an anime explosion if there ever was one.
That was so good. Yeah, when the animators like know like how to like make the scene slap, like it's all that more memorable, like in your mind's eye.
yeah. Then Clarion's kind of like being like Etrigan says this like rhyme. I wish I had it written down. And he's like, and Tim's like, what the fuck does that mean? And he's like, that means I'm sending him to his room, and then it's kind of disappear.
Yeah, puts him inside the crystal ball where he's gonna
Yeah,
be cellmates with Rita Repulsa and Lord Zed.
yeah. It looks like he's like in the corner too, in the crystal ball.
Oh yeah, he's sitting in a corner like a bad
Yeah,
boy.
yeah, yeah. Just missing like the dunce cap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this was and that the episode I think ended with like Tim going to Bruce and saying, can we talk about tonight? He's like, no, we do not speak of this
No.
again.
We're not talking about this shit ever
Which
again.
mean that is such a Batman thing. Because like, yes, he knows about magic. He's familiar with it. He can use it to a certain degree. He knows how to fight against it. It annoys the hell out of him.
100%.
It's like it violates all of the rules about how the world should work according to him, and it's not something that he can just punch his way out of. Like, he doesn't like magic, but he
Right.
respects it and he understands it. And he's like, "No, I don't want to talk about magic. It gives me a headache. Go to your room and play your video games."
Yeah, I should have left you home with those. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you give this episode out of five magical children, Josh?
4.5 magical children.
How are you, Braydon?
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. The only reason is because I felt like the climax was a little rushed, but otherwise, yeah, love like this like expanded mythos into the DC lore, and yeah, like the animation again just slays.
I think I'll give it a 3.5 myself. Yeah, because that was a decent episode, and definitely didn't expect to see like Etrigan or Klarion in this episode. So it's always a nice little deviation from like the regular like villains and stuff, having the Joker show up for like the 15th time or whatever. Not to say the Joker's bad or anything, but nice little deviation from like the usual villains. Because I would imagine like neither of them are like Batman like villains or really for the most part. So all right, but yeah, I think I'll give it 3.5 out of 5. All right, folks, that is the episode for this week. Thanks for joining us and everyone back here to talk about Batman the animated series. Next week's episode will be Legends of the Dark Knight. You can follow us on Twitter/X at Beyond Backcast, on Instagram at Beyond the Backcast. If you're on YouTube now at youtube.com/at Beyond Backcast, you can check us out there. Give us a review, subscribe, help us out there, or wherever you find your podcast at Beyond the Backcast. Where can we find you on the internet, Josh?
I am on Instagram at the real Josh Gill. It's the easiest place to get a hold of me.
Please stand up. How about you, Braydon? Where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me at my podcast, Fandom and Folklore, where we talk about fantasy movies and TV shows and the fandoms that follow them. And I've had Josh on the show twice already. I'm going to have him on for a couple episodes of the new year. And yeah, if you want to find more of Beyond the Backcast, go to our Instagram, Beyond the Backcast. and go to our link tree on the page. Click it, and you'll find a link to our Discord, the Batcave.
So you can follow me at Some Chunkman on Instagram. That's my personal account there. And thanks for joining us. And as well, thanks to Josh for joining us in the Batcave to talk about Batman, the animated series, Appetite Beyond the Batcast. Goodbye, good chums. Kapow.